Elon Musk shared a Kamala Harris video this week, and it caused a ton of AI news. Let's watch the video and let's talk about it.
For president because Joe Biden finally exposed his senility at the debate. Thanks, Joe. I was selected because I am the ultimate diversity hire. I'm both a woman and a person of color. So if you criticize anything I say, you're both sexist and racist.
Fact check true, by the way. Fact check true.
I may not know the first thing about running the country, but remember, that's a good thing if you're a deep state puppet. I had 4 years under the tutelage of the ultimate deep state puppet, a wonderful mentor, Joe Biden. Joe taught me rule number one, carefully hide your total incompetence. I take insignificant things and I discuss them as if they're significant. And I believe that exploring the significance of the insignificant is in itself significant.
Just by the way, does this sound like something Kamala would really say? I don't think so, but mind you, it sounds exactly like her. It sounds exactly like her. Let's keep watching because this is actually great. This is actually
Talking
great.
about the significance of the passage of time, right? The significance of the passage of time. So when you think about it, there is great significance to the passage of time, and there is such great significance to the passage of time.
Another trick is trying to sound black. I pretend to celebrate Kwanzaa, and in my speeches, I always do my best Barack Obama impression. So hear me when I say, I know Donald Trump's type. And okay, look, maybe my work addressing the root causes of the border crisis were catastrophic, but my knowledge of international politics is truly shocking.
The United States shares a very important relationship, which is an alliance with the Republic of North Korea. It is an alliance that is strong and enduring.
And just remember, when voting this November, it is important to see what can be, unburdened by what has been. And by what has been, I mean Joe Biden.
So that does not strike me. I mean, look, it strikes me as sounds exactly like Kamala. It is her ad, by the way. All the video is the ad that Kamala was running or is running for president. But clearly that's not the voiceover that she says, because why would she talk about herself like that? It doesn't make any, it's to me clearly satire, but who knows? Who knows? I mean, we live in a world now where it is impossible to determine what's real and what's fake. In fact, a few videos ago, someone messaged me and told me that a video that I thought was AI generated of Will Smith was actually really Will Smith. And I was just like, oh, you're right. And by the way, when I hear from you, when you say, hey, Mark, you're wrong about this, I actually write it in the description. So if you're watching this video and you find me to say something wrong, please let me know. And please look in the description because it's really important to me that I get facts straight. And quite frankly, it's really important to me as we move into this phase of humanity where AI is driving every single image, every single audio experience, every video, that we actually have some sense of what is real and what is fake. So anyway, Elon shares this AI generated voiceover, which again, you go to 11 Labs, you can make anyone say anything. Please just be transparent about it. So he shares this video. And also, I think worth noting, there are no community notes. I will say that X has probably become my favorite place to get news, because it happens much more quickly. You get the news much more quickly. You get different opinions. And there's community notes. If somebody shares something that is invalid or incorrect, I can get community notes. So I think that that's been at least helpful in trying to figure out what's real and what's fake, but it's just like an information overload. Do you ever feel that way? I know what you mean. So anyway, he shares this, and then Gavin Newsom enters the chat. Gavin Newsom enters the chat and opens the chat and says he is the governor of California, Democratic governor of California. He says, manipulating a voice in an ad like this one should be illegal. I'll be signing a bill in a matter of weeks to make sure it is. So this is a really interesting take here, because I kind of get where he's coming from. I feel like, in order to be an informed voter, in order to be an informed human being, we need to be able to distinguish what's real and what's fake. And when AI sounds this authentic, it sounds exactly like her. However, by using critical thinking, I can say, oh, it's clearly it's not her. She would never say stuff like I'm a DEI hire and I'm incompetent. She would never say that kind of stuff. So it's obviously satire, but the fact that it sounds like her and it's presented, that I kind of get where he's coming from. That said, we've got so many laws and bills on the books. Do we really need more bills? Like, do we really want the government coming in and cracking down on AI generated content, and the government coming in and telling us what's real and what's fake? I don't know about that either. What I would like to see is, if my opinion here, if you're posting AI generated content on social media, online, it should be labeled as AI generated. We should understand, if I'm watching a video, I want to know what's AI generated and what's not. I think that's important. If you think that's important, please type it in the comments below and make that an official stance. Be loud, be proud about what you believe in, what you stand in. I think AI is amazing, and it's going to create some incredible experiences. It's already helping me grow my business. It's pretty much the main reason I left my day job, is because of the power of AI to empower my marketing agency. But at the same time, we're entering uncharted territory. I need to know what's real and what's fake. That's important to me. And so Gavin basically says this should be illegal. You shouldn't be allowed to do this, yada, yada. And Elon's response is classic here. He says, I checked with renowned world authority professor Sugandhi's nuts, and he said parody is legal in America. So again, I kind of get that. I see both points of view on this one. On one hand, it's funny, and parody should be legal. Comedy should be legal. It's incredibly important. But at the other time, we need to know what's AI generated and what's not. And if you're watching this as well, be a critical thinker. I've got a 5-year-old and an 8-year-old. I implore on them. I almost force them to be critical thinkers. Going into this next day and age, being a critical thinker is the most important skill, because AI is going to give us so much information. Being able to think critically, put pieces together and say, this is reality, this is not reality, is really, really important. And by the way, if that's important to you, you should definitely be subscribed to this channel, but also to my newsletter, AIupdate.ai. AIupdate.ai. I want to make sure you not just survive this AI revolution, but you thrive in this AI revolution. We're in this together, man. We can win big time. AIupdate.ai. Now, in other Elon AI-related news, you may remember that a few weeks ago, there was an assassination attempt on former President Donald Trump. And there's been this talk going around online that Meta AI is not exactly being forthright. In fact, this James Lindsay character asks Meta AI, Llama 3.1, tell me about the assassination attempt on Trump. And it says, I cannot assist with that. I don't always have access to the most up-to-date information. Anything else I can help you with? It says, tell me about Kamala Harris's campaign for President 2024. And then it tells her all about her run. So why is Meta AI trying to memory hole? Well, first let's ask this, because the first question should we ask is this real or not? Is this real or not? Did Meta actually say this, or is this photoshopped? That's the first question we should ask. Okay, the first question we should ask is, what happens if we ask Meta AI this question? And guess what? We're going to do that together right now. Let's pull up Meta AI. Okay, so we are going to verify here. We are going to ask Meta.ai, tell me about the assassination attempt on Donald Trump. And let's see if we get the same response here. And we got a different response here. We got former U.S. President Donald Trump was shot during a campaign rally in Pennsylvania on July, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, so it's giving us more information. It's giving us a very different response than James Lindsay got here. And so that could be one of two things. A, it could be, okay, Meta realized, oops, it's giving us not factual information. Let's go in and let's adjust that. It could be that James made this up. The reality is we don't know. All I know is you need to verify everything. We've got to verify everything. It's actually completely frustrating. And which again is one of the reasons I love doing these videos, because I have you to help validate and verify what I'm doing. And if I make a mistake, I want to know about it so I can correct it publicly, in real time. Very, very important to me. So here we see that, well, okay, Meta AI is actually being pretty accurate with the data, with who the shooter was, what actually happened. Okay, and one more thing that I think is worth looking at here is there's also a claim that Google will not autofill the attempt on Donald Trump. And autocomplete is a pretty big deal. The ability for Google to kind of understand, hey, this is what search traffic looks like. This is what people are searching for. I'm going to autofill. That's pretty important. So what people are saying on X and on the internet here is that if you type in assassination attempt, it is not going to autocomplete on Trump. So let's test it. While we're here, let's try it out. Okay, so we're going to log into Google. We're going to go to google.com and we're going to type in assassination attempt on Truman, Reagan, Hitler, Fidel. There's no Trump here. On TR, it's not giving it to us. It's not giving us to us. In fact, I can type in the entire thing in it, and it still doesn't recognize it. Kind of fishy. And you might say, hey, Mark, well, in order to save democracy, we need to keep this information from people. And okay, I disagree. I think we should have access to information, but that's a stance at least. But one thing I will say from an entrepreneurial standpoint is that right now, Google is the go-to when it comes to search. In fact, when my kids and I are talking and say, I don't know the answer, they say, Google it. They say, Google it. That's what we say. We say, Google it. But I got to tell you, if Google is making it more, if Google is creating a worse experience for people trying to get information, that ain't going to work for Alphabet. And this is not financial advice, but you need to, when I invest in a company, okay, one of the things I want to think about is where's this company at and where is it going? Buy low, sell high. I know this is super, super profound, complicated stuff here. But if Google is giving a worse experience, is that going to take it up or take it down? If people go to Google for information and it becomes harder to find that information, I don't think that's going to be good for Google stock. I don't think that's good for Alphabet stock. I don't think so. Let's type it in. Let's see if we can actually get any information. Okay, so if we type in exactly assassination attempt on Trump, it will give it to us. However, it will not autocomplete. So we went in here and looked at 3 separate instances where AI and autocomplete are directly impacting a political campaign, what's happening in politics. And I want to hear your thoughts. What do you think about Elon? Is Elon right here sharing this AI deepfake video? Is Google correct to stop the autocomplete? What do you think? And if you're interested in keeping up to date with what's happening in this crazy world, if you want to keep up to date with what's happening in AI, you got to sign up for the newsletter, baby. It's free. It's all free. Twice a week, baby. I'm going to give you the best stuff. AIupdate.ai. I'll catch you next video, all right? Peace.